the moment we've all been waiting for has happened. I think a lot of us are not surprised. If you were surprised or you thought it wasn't going to happen, I don't know about that. But Austin St. John, the original Red Power Ranger, has entered into a plea deal with the US government over his PPP loan fraud case. Let me show you guys what we're talking about. And that is the plea deal that Austin St. John has made with none other than the US government. If you guys don't recall, at the beginning, maybe I think he was arrested May 2022. He said that he was innocent, that not guilty. He didn't know these people, and that it was not. Um, he was not guilty. He was tricked, or he didn't know the people. I think that's what he said. That he handled it. It was like his people were doing it, and that's what happened. So this is the plea deal. If you see, it says the government and the defendant, Jason Lawrence Geiger, aka Austin St. John, aka the Red Power Ranger. And yes, they did put the Red Power Ranger. I know everyone's like, what? I'm like, yes, they did. Um, it says the government and the defendant, Jason Lawrence Geiger, have entered into a plea agreement in relation to his pending charges. A lot of people, and I've seen and know that Henry has brought this up, and I've seen it. We've seen it on Twitter. We've seen it everywhere. They're like, well, you know how many people plead guilty just to not go against the government? But a point is, you are innocent till proven guilty. So if you are pleading guilty, then that means, sorry to say, the government gotcha. They have ample proof of your guilt. So for Austin St. John, it doesn't look good, especially if he decided to plea deal for a plea deal. So let me show you what the charges are. And the charges, sorry guys, I am of course nervous, really nervous, always. But the charges are as follows. So it says, let me see, is it showing on my screen? Let me see. Something showed up. 1 second, guys. Sorry. So you guys know, I back in 20 was they were giving a lot of things for COVID, and unfortunately a lot of people have been caught, and that's what's going on here. Sorry guys, I guess there you go. Uh, and then I'm gonna go a little bit in deep with the situation, because everyone's like, well, he might still be innocent. He just doesn't want to go against the government, or he doesn't want to pay the legal fees. And that would work. That would work if it was not a federal plea deal. There's a difference, which is something I'm going to talk to you about. What's the difference between a federal plea deal and a state plea deal? So basically, he was charged in count one of first superseding indictment with a violation of, that's the code, which I will tell you what it is: conspiracy to commit wire fraud. And the essential elements which must be proven to establish the offense are as follows. So basically, this is what he pled guilty to. You agreed with one or more person to commit wire fraud. That's the first thing. Second, that you knew the unlawful purpose of the agreement. And third, that you joined the agreement with the intent to further the unlawful purpose. So basically, he is in the know. It's not like, hey, I didn't know what was going on, or I signed and I didn't read, or it was so and so's fault. Remember, I don't know if anyone has been following the case. I know Henry has definitely talked about it, but um a few people have already done a plea deal. The plea deal had an expiration May 2nd, and he entered this, I believe, May 1st. So he is now in in the plea deal. The plea deal agreement, so basically everything that's going to go on, it's going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow, May 6th, he has a plea. He has I think it's called the agreement. Like they're going to go through the agreement. I forgot. I'm blanking out, to be honest. So that's what's going to happen with him this time around on Monday. So Monday, it probably means that Austin is gonna go to jail. So let me bring up my co-host before we go more detailed into that.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today on this fine Sunday? Sorry, I had some technical difficulties updating my software. I was trying to get that vagina soundtrack and it was just like no. So here we are. And Francis is exactly right about everything she said regarding this guy taking this goddamn plea deal. He was like, I'm innocent. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to be exonerated. I'm going to fight it. Anyone saying anything different is just poison pills. You know, all that fake stuff. But as we see, he is not about to fight that shit at all. He's laying down. He's throwing a white flag.
And I mean, I would too, especially if the government is 95% conviction rate, 92, whatever that is. And here, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's
And
95.
here this is May 25, 2022. So almost what, 2 years ago? It says Power Ranger star Austin St. enters not guilty plea. Oh, what is this? I don't like this.
You joined the Illuminati?
No, I don't know. I just found it. I've been looking. I don't know what's going on. But it basically it's called Illuminati. Illuminati.
Yeah. Illuminati.
It says that he entered a not guilty plea after the COVID-19 fraud allegations. So basically saying, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. He goes on and saying that he was, he didn't know the people. He just, entered this group and blah, 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 blah. So, and then it was founded that there are people that he knows in this group. And he's saying, no, I didn't. I don't know them. But I mean, the court documents say it different, right, Henry?
Oh yeah, it was definitely if you look up the people who got arrested, one of his stunt coordinators was actually in on it too. And if you go to their social media profiles, you'll see pictures of him and Austin St. John. So him with this whole I trusted the wrong people with my finances, things like that. Those are things that he tells fans to pacify them into believing that he is innocent. But I see you got some super chats going on under Francis.
Oh, how can I see the super chats? Hold on.
You want me to read them?
I got it.
You got him? All right, cool.
So first, Red Buick. Hey, Francis. Yeah, innocent people don't take plea deals. A lot of PPP loan frauds. This is what happens when you chase money and talk ish about people. Facts. Facts. Super facts. And I mean, I don't have the little sound things. I'm gonna, guys.
You want me to do them?
Yeah. And Wanda sent a super sticker. Thank you so much, Wanda. She's always supporting me. Thank you so much. And I have to first, before we continue, want to thank the Answer 06 for what's that called?
Sponsoring the stream.
Sponsoring the stream. Thank you so much, the Answer 06.
I got money.
I actually heard that one.
Yeah, I can play mine on yours.
Got it.
I just have to program them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you see, thank you. This is why I have Henry here. I'm like, Henry, please stay with me. And he's like, oh my God, do it by yourself. And I was like, no.
At some point, we got to get her.
I know. It's a habit, right? So everyone's like exactly how Red Buick said. He's like, innocent people don't enter plea deals. But it's so surprising that a lot of people still, and I've seen them online, right? I've seen them online saying, well, he could still be innocent. And, so many innocent people are are in jail because they just don't want to go against the government or something like that.
I mean, I'm sure there is, but this is a very clear-cut case. this is not there's no reasonable doubt here if he signed off on the bank loan. There's no reasonable doubt if he made the bank transfers. Like if you look at the evidence that was presented, one, he had to sign off for the loan, so his signature was on the loan. Two, he had to transfer the money that was in his account to one person, which was the person who got 10%. And three, he had to transfer another portion of the money to another co-defendant who got the rest of the money to invest. And four, there was money missing. So
Exactly.
um I the ASJ defenders and there he's innocent, it's someone else's fault.
Exactly. And I feel like at this point you have rose-colored glasses and you just don't want to be honest and admit it that you messed up, right?
Right.
And there's another super chat coming in from Pyra Bell. Love you, Francis.
So
Hi, Henry. Thank you.
salute to you, Parabel. Hopefully, you still a teacher, you know what I'm saying? Holding it down for all the teachers out there. Any other teachers in the audience? Or is it just Parabel?
Well, we know apparently anybody could be a teacher according to Austin St. John with the Hitler quotes. You know what I mean?
Oh
Just,
God, yes,
you
yes.
know. But thank you, and thank you for being a teacher. It's not, trust me, it's, I don't know how you guys do it. But I actually was reading what something you're saying that it's white collar crimes, right? White collar crimes are not like a lot of these crimes like murder or what ifs. It's very straightforward. So it's not like, hey, a white collar like, oh, there's no what ifs in white collar crime. It's you did it and that's it, right? So then what ifs, like what Austin's favorite defender says, the what ifs don't go there. It doesn't work in white collar crime. Let me just see if I can make this bigger for you guys.
Ooh, yeah. And I see, shout out to the answer oh 06. I see you. He said he took a plea deal. Sure, other information about him doesn't come out. A calculated move on his part. He will be fully exposed soon. Bump that bump. Yes, yes, yes. And
Yes.
thanks,
And
4 months in the game.
thank you so much, the answer. And he's totally correct. Um, I was reading, and I'll show you guys later on, that when you enter a plea deal with the federal government, you basically have to detail word for word what you did. So what was your participation? What were you planning on doing? Everything is basically outlined once you go through that agreement. So probably around Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to know exactly what he was part of, what was the main thing that he did, right? So this whole it wasn't me or I didn't know that, we're going to know in detail what
That's what
he
I'm
was
looking
a part
forward
of.
to.
Me too. Me too. Especially since we all used to, the lies. Can't lie to the judge.
All these trash YouTuber guys that's going to be covering it. Maybe he didn't have the wisdom to
Exactly.
see the error in his ways.
I have no idea what he thinks. So let's go into depth what the plea bargain is, right? A plea bargain, the government and the defendant may agree, and this is from the FBI.gov, right? So this is legit federal plea bargain, right? The government and the defendant may agree to forego a trial and have the defendant enter a plea of guilty as part of a plea bargain. A plea bargain is an agreement that the defendant will plead guilty to the original or another charge in return for some concession, so some leniency basically, from the prosecutor. Typical concessions include dismissal of the other charges or a recommendation to the judge for a particular sentence or an agreement not to oppose the defendant's request for a particular sentence. If charges have been filed, a victim will have a reasonable opportunity to confer with the prosecutor before the plea bargain results in a formal guilty plea. But they've defrauded the government, so there's no really like no victims. Um, Nonetheless, a victim does not have a right to veto the prosecutor's decision to engage in the plea negotiations or to accept a guilty plea from a defendant as part of the plea bargain. So basically, they enter this plea bargain. He may or may not have some sort of leniency, but I agree with what the answer set. I think he doesn't want us to know more and dig into more than what could happen, right? Because we don't really know the depths of his involvement. We only know what's been released in the court documents if you've seen them. And that's about it. You know what I mean? My video is lagging. Is my video lagging again?
It's lagging a little bit. Yeah, we know he did get the loan. We know he did transfer the money according to the United States government. As far as how close he was with other people, that is going to remain a mystery. However, at his sentencing, he will have a chance to say something, and I'm sure there are going to be court transcripts of what he says. I'm curious to see if what he says to the judge aligns with what he says to his fans and fan word and all these other people. And salute to my man Jamal Breezy.
He's like, dang, y'all live hella early, but I'm here now.
Hey,
Guys,
we
it's hard.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Jamal. It's hard, guys. Axel, as you guys saw on Friday in Henry's stream, does not let me stream. Okay, he doesn't let me talk.
Kids get jealous, you know?
Yes.
Or, right now, you don't realize it, but you are the love of his life.
Love of my life.
Yes, definitely. And Frost 1986, love both your streams. Hashtag don't drop the soap. Oh, I went. We'll talk about what I think is gonna happen if he goes to jail a little bit later. But let's hope he doesn't drop the soap or run his mouth too much. You know what I mean? Which would be his biggest downfall, I think, especially in jail. Just saying.
It could 100% happen.
Let me continue. If a plea agreement has been reached, the government and the defense counsel present that agreement to the court. So that's what we saw. A victim may appear in court and make a statement regarding the plea agreement. If the court accepts the agreement, the court will set a date for sentencing and decide whether the defendant should be held in custody. Until then, the law does not require a federal court to accept a plea agreement. Rather, the court may accept the agreement, reject it, or discuss with the parties alternatives that are acceptable to the court. If the court rejects the plea agreement, the defendant may withdraw the guilty plea and the case will proceed to trial.
Ooh, now that's actually good. I wonder, like, if the plea agreement with the state is not up to the judge's standards. So as a result of them not being on the judge's standards, they may reject the plea and say, hey, come with a stronger plea or something. I'm not 100% sure how it will work if they reject the plea.
So basically, like the plea agreement with the federal government, the judge could still change it, right? So they could have gotten into this agreement like, hey, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. But the judge could be like, no, like, I don't care. I want you to do XYZ, right? So it's still up in the air, but I think in Austin's defense is the best thing for him because one, it costs money to go to trial. I know Henry.
He don't get. Oh yeah. I'm like 33,000 deep. I don't think he got the money to pay a lawyer for some drawn out trial and to try to prove that he trusted the wrong people. But I just, in my heart of hearts, I believe the evidence was just overwhelming, that he thoroughly knew what he was doing. So it's very odd that the person that you say you don't know or you trusted, blah, 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 gets 10% of not just the money he received, but everyone sent the guy who completed the applications 10% of the loan that they were approved for.
So, I mean, and then it's not that. Like, if the federal government comes after you, it's because they know. Like, it's not like, oh, what ifs. And again, the what ifs, the reason why I keep saying the what ifs is because we know we have that special Austin supporter that everything is what if. What if did the judge say? What if the judge? What if? No, there is no what ifs. You pled guilty. You pled guilty because you're guilty. Just saying.
Oh, 100% guilty.